What's going on, guys? You see I have my VirtualBox open here, but I'm not going to be going in any of the Gen 2 boxes. No, today I'm going to be installing Kali Linux. Now, if you haven't heard of Kali, it's pretty much the go-to penetration testing Linux distro. I first used Kali about 2 years ago, and there haven't been many changes to it since then, but this new 2020 release came with some changes that I found really interesting. So I'm going to be showing you guys first how to install it, and then we'll take a look at those new features together. So first things first, go ahead over to kali.org, and even their website has been updated a bit. I'm loving all this new stuff here. You can go over to the download section to get the actual ISO image, and you can either download it directly with this link here, the 64-bit installer, or you can click on the torrent section to download a torrent version of it. Personally, I prefer the torrent version because my internet connection is really fast, and unfortunately most download servers are not able to saturate it. But whenever I download a torrent copy, I'm able to get closer to maximum bandwidth. And also, FYI, any of you guys who are going to be downloading Kali in the upcoming probably month or two, you're going to get a benefit of me seeding the torrent, so you're going to have those nice download speeds as well. Assuming you pay for a good internet connection or one is available to you where you're living. So let's get started with creating our virtual machine. I'm going to call it Kali Linux. Now, I did a little bit of testing before I started recording this video, and I had success with using this Linux version here. But if you end up having some problems with it for whatever reason, and of course you followed everything in this video, try changing your Linux version to Debian, because Kali Linux is a Debian-based distribution, so changing the version to Debian might make things work more properly. All right, and I'm going to give mine 4 gigs of RAM, create the virtual hard disk, do VDI, fixed size so it's a little bit faster, and let's give it about 30 gigs of space. All right, so now let's change some more settings. Let's go over to my processor, and I want it to have 2 cores. Let's crank that video memory up and enable 3D acceleration so that we can have a nice full screen. And let's insert our ISO, the most important thing. All right, so we'll hit OK, and then we will start this bad boy up. Oh, I want to maximize it. There we go. So let's do the graphical install. And you may get these mounting errors at first. It's fine. It doesn't really mean anything. All right, so we're going to do English, United States, American English, the best type of English there is. And it's going to detect my installation media, which shouldn't take too long. But yeah, Kali is a distro that comes with a whole bunch of different penetration testing tools. So if you're looking to do that, you want to get into hacking or security, this is probably one of the best distros to use that for. All right, so I don't need a domain name. So this is the first new feature that I've noticed in the 2020 release of Kali. So Kali used to only let you create a root user by default, and at least during the setup, you could only create a root user. And now they're actually letting you create a regular user for your system. So this is really great if you're someone who wants to try and run Kali as a daily driver, because obviously you don't want to be root all the time when really anytime you don't need to be root, you don't want to be root. Now the Kali devs, they still don't recommend that you use Kali as a daily driver. And that's mostly because the Kali devs, they don't test Kali Linux as a daily driver. They only test it as a regular penetration testing distribution. So you can try using Kali as a daily driver. I used to use it as a daily driver for maybe 6 months until I jumped off to a different Linux distro. I didn't have any problems, but just beware, Kali devs are not going to be responsible for any hacking or any nonsense that might happen to you if you choose to use it as a daily driver. So I'm going to use the entire disk for this install it to my virtual SCSI drive. All files in one partition, why not? And let's get started by writing these changes to the disk. All right, and this is, well, I don't think this part takes too long. I'm gonna pause the video when it gets to the part that takes a really long time, because I don't think anyone wants to stare at a loading screen for 10 minutes. But this part's not too long. All right, so we're not going to use any HTTP proxies. It's going to go ahead and configure apt. That is, of course, the package manager on Kali Linux, since Kali Linux is a Debian-based Linux distro. And I'm actually going to go ahead and pause the video here because I think this part can take a little while. All right, so this is the next part of Kali Linux right after that loading screen that is different. So now when you install Kali Linux, you get to choose which desktop environment you want. Now, this has been a feature in Kali in a way, but you didn't get to do it this way, where there's only one ISO that you install and then you pick your desktop environment later. Kali used to offer several different ISOs on their website. So they used to have one for GNOME, I believe that was the default one. Now they've switched to XFCE as their default desktop environment. You could choose KDE Plasma. You can choose any one that you want just directly from this ISO. So the Kali guys were able to remove a little bit of bloat from their own website. They've managed to pack this all into one great ISO. And you can even go through and pick and choose which security tools you want to install. So they basically categorize them by different use cases. So you can install sniffing and spoofing tools, information gathering, post-exploitation, etc. Because the way that Kali used to be is it would just install a whole gang of tools by default. Something like, maybe 1,000 different security tools. Like there really used to be a lot, and I don't know anybody who actually uses all of those tools. Even a buddy of mine that works for Rapid7, he only uses maybe 10 or different tools in any type of engagement that he's doing. So Yeah, you generally don't need that many different penetration testing tools. A lot of them end up being really redundant. So again, the Kali devs, they're trying to cut down on that for their end users and let you just choose whatever you want. Since I'm not really going to be doing any actual hacking in this video, I'm not going to go ahead and install any of those tools. And I'll just leave XFCE as my desktop environment. All right, and I'll go ahead and pause the video while this installation is taking place. All right, so our main system is done installing after that long wait. We'll install the grub bootloader to the master boot record. I'll select my device there and let it get started. Thankfully, the grub bootloader isn't that big, so it's not going to take that long to actually finish up installing. All right, so the installation is complete. Let's go ahead and reboot the system now. All right, to start up Kali Linux now. And it should go full screen. Maybe it won't. Let's see. Am I gonna have to do some finagling to get a full screen going? It looks like I might have to. Okay. Let's go ahead and do guest editions. Here we go. Download. Didn't have to do this last time, so I don't know why Kali has decided it wants to do this. All right, where is my VirtualBox Linux editions? Okay. All right, sudo VBox Linux editions. Yes. Okay, that's not working either. This is very odd. I don't know why. What do you mean sudo reboot isn't a... Okay. Let's see, let's try rebooting it. Sometimes it'll just like kind of fix itself if you reboot it a couple of times. Hey, there we go. There's my nice full screen. All right. Looks like we're gonna have some black bars at the top and bottom, but that's okay. All right, so this is our Kali Linux. Like I said, they're trying to, they let you have a regular user now, so you could sort of try to use this as a daily driver if you want. There is one additional program that they've added to Kali Linux that I want to show you guys though. And that is this program called kali-undercover. So Kali has basically included this package where I guess it's meant if you're trying to do penetration testing like at a coffee shop, or if you're somewhere where people might see you. It basically lets you go into sort of like an incognito mode for Kali. So let me just show you guys what this does. So you see that I've got Kali open here, being like maybe a little bit of a weirdo doing some hackerman stuff, but then I can just go Kali undercover. And now, all of a sudden, it looks like I'm on Windows. So they included that command that just basically reskins your desktop and changes your background and all your icons and stuff to make it look like you're on Kali Linux. I mean, to make it look like you're on Windows 10. And oh wow, we even have real applications here. Cool, so we have Notepad. Hello guys, I'm in Notepad. I'm real curious what Microsoft Edge does. Oh, so it's like, okay, so it is a Firefox browser. Okay. I wonder if there's any way that they could change this up here to make it look even more like Microsoft Edge. Let's see. Oh yeah, so the start menu is a little bit off as well. This doesn't quite look like a legit Windows 10 start menu. This looks more like a Windows 7 start menu, if anything. Let's see, do we have a control panel? No, I don't think we have a control panel. Let's see what the file explorer looks like. Nah, I just want to open a regular file explorer. Okay, so this actually does look quite a bit more like Windows. I'm not too sure how I feel about this this Kali undercover. I mean, maybe it would be useful if you're like posing as an employee of an office, but you're really going in there to try and hack them. And if it's like a place where the boss man just walks around like staring all his employees down menacingly, maybe you could go ahead and pop this. But obviously, if anybody looks at it closely for more than a few seconds, they're going to realize that you're not really using Windows 10, or they might just think that you're using like a jacked up version of Windows 10. So yeah, this has been Kali Linux. Go ahead and try it on your own guys' machines and let me know what you think about it.